I'm going to clear the screen just to make it tidy for what we're going to do next, which is we're going to be checking into Linux networking, how it's always how it's considered and set up. Typically in Linux terminal environment, the network adapters are identified as Ethernet 0, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. And the way to see the contents of the network configuration and setting is to use the command, I believe, ifconfig. It would bring up this kind of like similar to what we did in the class we just took. And as you can see, a whole bunch of information is now populated on the screen here. Shows us a loopback running multicast, the options set for it, and so on and so forth. And you can modify all these settings by basically using the string commands that allows it to activate that function, so to speak. We can stop the network using the network stop command, start it back up by using the network start, and we can also add default gateways to it. We can also, SSH. In the previous class I took, we were able to tunnel into the NMSU network with approval, of course, and credential authentication running through a secure shell command. All that can be done through this environment here. The challenges here about this is just that performing this task looks like I'm handicapped by one hand, so it makes it a little bit difficult to actually navigate across the ways to get these commands running. Of course, we can even reboot this machine. Lots of things can be done if one is familiar with the interface here, and certain string commands would also allow for us to be able to identify with what this machine has as its contents. I think one good command is who am I believe is the command. Who am I? And it tells you, it talks about the date, timestamp, and things like that. And then let's see, there is if we're trying to check, maybe let's say, for example, the network connection, we will do a command such as netstat. Perhaps what I could have done better in this video would have been to actually make notes of what I would be running on today and then just go ahead and type it along, and that would have made it a lot easier as opposed to doing it on the fly here. See, and that pop netstat brings all this information up for the status of the network. And if you were trying to configure something, this is would be the way to begin to look into the information. It all looks more like gibberish here, but interpreting this with a good key would be able to allow for settings to be modified on the system here.